Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're stepping into the shoes of a master teacher to break down not just what makes a great lesson, but how. And our subject? It's a concept that trips up so many students: place value. By the end of this, you're going to see the entire architecture of an expert lesson. Okay, so first things first, let's talk about the problem. This is a hurdle that pretty much every educator and probably every parent has seen. It looks so simple on the surface, but it actually points to a really deep gap in understanding. You've seen this happen, right? A student hears the words 316, and what they write down is 361. Now, this is not just a careless mistake. It's a huge clue. It tells us the student is hearing the words, but they aren't grasping the value behind them. They're just treating numbers like a string of sounds, not a system. And our job is to build that bridge. And it shows up in all these other ways too. They see the digit 4 in 486 and just think 4, not 400. Or they get totally lost when they have to use 0 as a placeholder. You know, these errors, they are not failures. They're data. They're little breadcrumbs that tell us exactly where the understanding is breaking down. Our entire lesson has to be engineered to fix this. So how do we do that? Is the answer more drills? Just hammering away at it? No way. We have to design an experience. We're going to turn what could be a really boring worksheet into a learning adventure. And you know, every great adventure needs a map. And here it is. This is our map. Now, I know what you're thinking. That just looks like a worksheet. But look a little closer. Every single section here is a deliberate step on a path. It's carefully structured to guide students from the most basic ideas all the way to complex problem solving. This design is not an accident. It's the whole secret. Okay, so the very first step on any journey into an abstract idea is to make it concrete. We have to give students tools they can actually see, touch, and move around. Before they can get place value in their heads, they've got to be able to hold it in their hands. And this is what it all boils down to, right? Place value. It's not enough for a kid to just name the places, ones, tens, hundreds. They have to truly understand what they're worth. That shift from just labeling to actually valuing, well, that's the entire game. And this is just a brilliant teaching technique. You never rely on just one analogy. By connecting place value to both these abstract blocks and something familiar like money, you anchor the concept in multiple parts of the brain. It builds a much stronger, more flexible understanding, and it just dramatically increases the odds of that aha moment. So we have our map, we have our tools. Now let's talk about the actual journey. How does this lesson unfold, step by step? Because great materials are one thing, but the real art is in how we build that skill and confidence, one layer at a time. This whole thing is built on a classic, super effective framework. I do, we do, you do. It's all about the gradual release of responsibility. First, I do it. I model it, show you how it works. Then we do it together in a really safe, low-stakes way. And only after that, when the confidence is there, do you try it on your own. It's genius. And you can see that progression baked right into the worksheet itself. Look at the left side. It's pure foundational skill building. Expanded form, skip counting, just getting the mechanics down. Now look to the right. They are immediately asked to apply those same skills to real-world scenarios. That's the leap from just following a procedure to actually understanding. And of course, every great adventure needs a final quest. This is the moment of truth. This is where we see if the learning has really, truly stuck. And notice, it's not another math problem, it's a puzzle. To solve this, you can't just calculate. You have to think like a detective. And here is the magic. The puzzle is designed to be collaborative. It forces students to talk to each other, to explain their thinking, to defend their reasoning, and to piece together all these different clues. This isn't about getting the answer. It's about proving you understand the process. And by applying logic, not just trying to remember a rule, they get there. 463. You know that feeling of cracking the code? That's what cements the learning. That feeling makes them feel like actual mathematicians. Okay, so let's zoom out. What are the big universal principles we can pull from this one lesson? What are the key takeaways that make this design so incredibly effective? It really comes down to these things. You anchor the tough ideas in the real world. You use lots of different visuals and analogies. You make sure there's time for kids to talk and work together. You think about all the different learners in the room. And maybe the biggest one, you build a story around it. You make it an adventure, not a chore. Because ultimately, here's the key takeaway. The real goal isn't for students to just get the right answer. The goal is for them to have that aha moment, that moment of discovery. As educators, our job is to be the architects of that experience. We are in the business of engineering those aha moments. And that really is the challenge for all of us, isn't it? How will you turn your next lesson, your next explanation, into an adventure? Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.